Welcome to my BARLATES Body Blitz workout of inner thigh challenge. For today's workout, all you will need is an exercise mat. And if you're working out on carpet, you don't even need that. Okay, let's get started. I want you to get into a wide plie position. Just imagine that you're sliding your back against a wall, so you're really nice and upright. Make sure your legs are really nice and wide. And we're going to just put our hands at our waist, or if you prefer, just keep them by your sides. And we're doing tiny little range of motion here. So come down to a low point, and from there you're just moving up and down a couple of inches. By making sure that you're pressing your hips slightly forward and you're keeping your knees towards the back, there's like a tension you should be feeling in your thighs there. That is what's going to engage the inner thighs. So a lot of people think that you can only work your inner thighs on the floor with your regular raises, but you'd be surprised that a lot of squats actually activate the inner thigh as well. And because you're in an upright position, you can sometimes go for a lot longer. And also if you're doing both legs at the same time. So just up an inch and down an inch, really nice and upright. And if you're starting to warm up and you can go a little bit lower, then definitely do so as your legs get nice and warm. So on the up, think about digging your heels into the mat and zipping up through that inner thigh. So it's like you're clenching your inner thighs the entire time, and your glutes as well, keeping everything nice and tight, and you're just coming up with real intention. You're not just up and down, you're really thinking about your inner thighs here. Just go for 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to come to a low point, and if you need to change your legs so they're either further apart or slightly more together so you're really comfortable and upright. From here, I want you to engage everything, squeeze everything, your inner thighs, your quads, your glutes, and we're going to accent up, a tiny little movement, and you're really thinking about squeezing, and it's like a little tiny motion up. Think about wrapping your inner thighs forward so your hips are coming to the front, and the accent is on the up. It's like you're trying to slide your heels together, but obviously you're not. You're grounded, your tension is in the heels, and you're really putting your mind in the muscle there. Up. Just go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go lower. Okay, so if you want to, you can start reaching your hands down in front. So you're at that low point, and then you just go that little bit down. So the accent is down now, pushing down. When you're in this position, you should be able to wriggle your toes. So there's no tension in your toes. You're really loading all of that weight into your heels, and you're pushing down, getting down low, really activating those thighs now. The lower you can go, the better. It doesn't matter so much about how far your toes are turned out. If you can't turn your toes out as far as me and they're slightly more to the front, that's fine, as long as you feel it in those inner thighs. Just go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're shifting the emphasis. We're going to tilt our hips forward and our chest slightly forward, and we're going to come down and up, but tipping our hips to the back. So imagine you're about to sit down into a chair, and then you're coming back up. So that slight change of position activates your thighs in a slightly different way. Okay, so now what you're thinking is about tailbone down to the ground, tummy's pulled in, and spine nice and straight and long. Don't curve your spine. Keep your upper body really relaxed. It's a slightly larger range of motion to start off with, and then we're going to go into those accents up and accents down. Okay, so as you get warmer, sink your hips further to the back. Try and look at a spot in front of you so your neck is in nice alignment with your spine. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come down to that low point, still engaging those thighs, pressing through your heels, tummy's in and tilted at that hip, and now accent up. It's a tiny explosion up. You're really pressing your heels into the ground, and it's almost like you're trying to push your heels together. So it's down and in. That way you're activating and wrapping your inner thighs. Down and up, up. You have to think about this, otherwise you can be doing this all day long and you won't feel it. Tiny little movement. Focus on the inner thigh. Squeeze your glutes as well. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now coming to that low point, and this time down. You can put your fingertips towards the floor, and it's diagonally back towards the floor. So you're reaching behind your heels, and the accent is down, pushing down. Make sure your heels are grounded into that ground and you're really squeezing through your thighs. Deep breaths here. Really going for it. You should feel this in your inner thighs. I'm definitely feeling it. Go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come back to the upright position and we're going to do a combination. So down for 2 plie, down for 2 hinge back, up for 2, back for 2, up for 2, back for 2. Stay low in those legs. You're not coming out of it as you are transitioning. Up and back. Still think about wrapping those inner thighs forward. So you're pushing your hips to the front on the up and then pushing them to the back on the down. Forward and back. Forward and back. Squeeze those glutes. Ground those heels into the ground, into your mat for 4 sets. And up. And 3. And up. Just 2. And up. And down. And up. Great job. Now come up for a second. Shake out your thighs. Adjust your stance. We're going back down into that regular plie. Okay, and now we're going to push our knees to the back. So you really need to think about coming to a low point here. Once again, emphasis on your heels. Down into the heels. You should be able to lift your toes and wriggle your toes and push your thighs back. You can even use your hands here to simulate that push back. Opening up, stretching through the inner thighs. The reason why dancers' legs look so great is because they strengthen, but they also stretch and lengthen their muscles. So we need to concentrate on the lengthening just as much. Push, push. And this is a hard one. I can definitely feel this. Go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up for a second. I'm just going to change stance so you can see what I'm doing. Still stay in that plie. Come down and hinge forward. And if you can, put your fingertips on the ground. If this is too much of a stretch, you need to keep your back flat here. You can use some yoga blocks or even on a chair. But if you can, come down and start to pulse your hips to the ground. Okay, so I'm just going to move back onto my mat so I don't slip. So you're pulsing down, knees out. Your toes aren't quite as turned out here as they were in the regular plie. Fingertips to the ground, pulsing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay down and start switching your heels. Okay, you're lifting your heel up, side to side. Make sure your back is flat. If you start rounding your back, just come up. Even if you hold on to something that's further up, don't round your back. Keep it flat. Switch those heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now down, up with both heels. Keep pulsing those hips. This should really be adding up fast. Mine's burning. Keep your weight back and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now stretch out your legs, shake them out. One last combination. Okay, give your hands a bit of a shake. We're coming down, up, down, up. So down, straighten, down, releve. Down, straighten, down, releve. Down, straight, down, releve. On the straight, squeeze through those inner thighs. On the down, keep your butt low. Squeeze through the thighs. Up high on your tippy toes. Squeeze. Down low on your butt, facing down to the ground. Really thinking about squeezing everything. We're going to lie down in a minute, so this is the last little bit up. For 4, squeeze. 3, squeeze. 2, squeeze. And 1, squeeze. Okay, shake it out. Now coming down and actually lying on the ground, we're going to do some regular raises. Okay, so what I want you to do is come down and line up your back with the back of the mat, and your legs are just pointing out slightly towards the corner of the mat. Now your back leg has a few options. You can either come in front like this or come up like this on your toe, or if you want to, you can put your foot behind that leg and extend that leg out. So it really depends on your flexibility in your hips, how you want to do it. You can change halfway through as well. Hand in front, chest tall, shoulders away from your ears, breathing in, and we're just going to start those little raises. So this leg is completely extended. You're locking out through the knee and you're pointing the toe away long to the corner of your mat. Staying up high on that elbow, not allowing yourself to slouch like this, and you're just raising up, up. Okay, really thinking about that inner thigh. If this is uncomfortable, you can come all the way down and just put your head in your hand. But if you prefer, you can stay up like this. It doesn't really matter what you do with your upper body, as long as it's relaxed, because what you're focusing on is the inner thigh. Up, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to point up, flex up, point and flex, point, flex, leading with that inner thigh. Make sure your kneecap is facing the front of the room. Don't let it turn up to the ceiling. Point and flex, point and flex. Really nice and long and lengthened. And you should be starting to feel that shake. Because we did quite a lot of work standing, your inner thighs are already a bit fatigued. Point and flex. Just 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now point your toe and forward and back. It's a small motion. It's just to the front of the mat and then back in line with your hip. Sweeping, sweeping. Keep that leg off the ground. Don't start plonking it down, because you'll lose all the tension in your inner thigh. This one's not quite as hard, so it's a bit of a break. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold it up and circles. This is a bit awkward because of the position we're in, but imagine that you've got a crayon between your toes and you're drawing circles on that opposite wall. Just up and around. Up and around. I know it's a bit jerky. Your core really has to fire here to stabilize you. So that's another bonus. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex it, and a few raises flexed with the heel higher than your toe. So you're leading with your heel. Your leg should be shaking. My leg is shaking. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, hardest one. Extend the top leg and up. Up to meet that leg. Up to meet that leg. Up, up, up. Try and keep your hips stacked. And you're pointing those toes and you're just bringing your lower leg up to meet the top leg. Both of them are strong and really tensed up. 8, 7, 6, 5, just 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. We're going to change sides. So once again, lining up your back with the back of the mat and then bringing those toes towards the front of the mat, okay? Back leg can either be in the front or like this, however you prefer. I like mine at the back. Make sure your neck is nice and long. Point that toe and start raising up. So you're raising your inner thigh to the ceiling. Your kneecap is facing the front. Try to keep your hips stacked. I know you'll turn out upwards a little bit, but try to bring your other hand in front so your body is facing forward. Point that toe and lift, lift. Really lengthen through that pointed leg at the same time as contracting. This is one exercise where you can lock out your knee. Straighten that leg like an arrow. Lock it out. Don't let there be any bend in that leg. Up, up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now point and flex a little bit faster, leading with that inner thigh. Keep the leg up off the ground, so don't allow the leg to come down and touch the ground like this in between. Keep it up and point and flex. Point and flex all the way through, leg long, breathing deeply. 8, 7, 6, 5, just 4, 3, 2, 1. Now point your leg, sweeping forward and in. Forward and in. It's only a small sweep to the front of the mat and then back in line with that other leg. Forward and in. Keep your leg up. Try not to collapse through your shoulder. I know it's tempting. Deep breaths. Forward and in. Try to keep the leg up. That's what's going to build the tension in that inner thigh. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, circles. Doesn't matter if you want to go out or in. Tiny circles as if you're drawing with your toe. A circle on the far wall. I know it's going to feel really awkward and kind of not really a circle. It's more like a jagged sort of square, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as you're doing something, as long as you're keeping that leg up and you're drawing. Not many more exercises, you're nearly done. Those poor inner thighs really got to work out today. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last flex. Pulsing up with a flexed foot. Your heel is facing up. Your toe is slightly lower than your heel. This is a burner. Burner, my leg is just shaking. Completely, the whole leg is just shaking. I don't know if you can see it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And last exercise. Rolling forward so your hips are stacked. I can't even do this. On this side, it's so sore. Just tap your toes together. Bring it up and tap. And on the down, your leg is still slightly off the ground. Hold through the waist so that you're staying stable through your upper body. And just tap, tap, tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bonus hold. Hold it up. Both legs straight. Hold it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That hurt. That really hurt. Come up and stretch it. Bring your heels together, your feet together, and just try to stretch that out. Go down as low as you can. That really, really burned. I hope you felt it as much as me. If you didn't and you want an added challenge, you can always hold a light weight onto that moving leg, on the thigh of the moving leg, or you can wear some ankle weights. And you can always increase in weight with the ankle weights, so you'll never outgrow this workout. Just pulsing down, now opening up your legs and just chest to the floor. Deep breaths. Doesn't matter how low you go here, even if you're up here, as long as you're bringing your chest down and your back is flat. Okay, there's no point rounding over like this. That does not stretch it. You just need to feel the stretch in your inner thighs. Nice stretch there. And then just coming up and one leg off to the side and then pressing down through that inner thigh. Ah, that's a good stretch. And the other side. Once again, just go as low as you can. If you prefer to be up here, you can do that as well. And last thing, just stretching back like this, pushing your thighs to the back, opening up. And that is it. Thanks for joining me. I hope your inner thighs burned as much as mine, and I look forward to working out with you again soon.